AMD have been dominating the market for several years now. However, Intel is finally getting back to innovation. Traditionally, Intel and AMD cores have used big cores that are multi-threaded. This is known as hyperthreading or SMT. At the top of the Ryzen 9 5950X, we can expect 16 cores and 32 separate threads. ARM processors, however, went down a different route. They went for the BIG.little core design, where you have a few powerful, large computational cores, and then some smaller, slower ones to handle lighter background tasks. Apple have popularized this design. With the initial release of the M1 processor, it gave 4 large performance cores and 4 small cores, leading to a little bit of confusion in the marketing when they declared it an 8-core processor. Technically true, but they don't have the equality of cores that an AMD processor will. But in the ARM arena, there has been plenty of software optimization to select which tasks should be put to which kind of core. ARM processors have been typically designed for power efficiency. This is why having some very low power cores thrown into your architecture is very useful. It saves battery life. Traditionally, for large desktop setups where power is key, especially for video editing, rendering and other intensive tasks, having lots of very powerful cores is preferable. Intel's new 12th gen Alder Lake is developing P-cores and E-cores. P-cores are performance and E-cores are for efficiency, aka low power. So while Intel might end up doing an Apple and saying they have 16 cores in a processor, it's worth paying attention to what are P-cores and E-cores, because the performance cores are what are going to be beneficial for gaming and intensive applications, whereas the additional threads, again, are for lighter task loads such as checking your email in the background or doing various operating system functions. Due to the lack of software development in this arena on Windows and desktop PCs, there is some concern that older game titles, which always assumed you'd always have performance cores, will end up breaking on the new architecture. This is because they're presented with 2 types of processing cores which they won't expect. Intel are working on software called Thread Director, which is supposed to direct where each task goes. However, it's untested as this is unreleased hardware and we don't know how it's going to affect older software titles.